Is it hard to be trans, Penel?
Sometimes. On the news, it says like people are hurting transgender people, especially transgender African Americans, and that makes me scared sometimes.
My hair, I would always try to keep it somewhat long. I was visiting my dad. He said, we're shaving it off. As I'm like crying, he pretty much had to hold me down to shave off all of my hair.
One of the first things that I did after I started putting the pieces together and realizing I was a boy was I kept praying and kept asking for guidance. But the pastors at that church were not using my pronouns. They said that they were not going to support me, so we had to leave.
Some people don't know who they are until like a long time. I'm someone who knew who I was quickly. I told Mom that I'm not a girl, I'm a boy. She said, okay, you feel like a boy. And I said, I don't feel like a boy, I am a boy.
I think I spent a year being scared and a year crying. I don't think you guys saw me cry, but I would cry at night. I felt really guilty. I thought maybe I hadn't raised a proud girl. And my mom kept saying, you know, if you just put a dress on her. I tried that. I tried to convince Penelope that she was a girl.
I mean, I, growing up, was Republican, Catholic. I remember being really scared. People are mean. Will they hurt you? Will they hurt us?
I love my dad, but he essentially said, that's wrong. You have a mental disease. You need to be fixed. To be quite honest, it was pretty much hell to be living as myself at home and to go to school and be somebody else.
God is the most important thing in my life. I had a lot of tough conversations with God about what's happened here. Where did I go wrong?
I don't think we could have raised you in an environment that was less conducive to making you think that you were transgender.
My dysphoria got worse. I just hated the constant use of the wrong pronouns and having to pretend that I was a girl.
Rhys was really withdrawn, kind of seemed depressed. When you told us this, I think it was kind of like, oh, okay, well, if this is what's going on, great. Let's figure out how we can help you to live life as a boy so that you will be the joyful person that you are.
I'll never forget that first time that you performed as Nicole. When you stepped onto that stage in that dress with a microphone and sang. It was without question a defining moment because I had never seen you in such an authentic way.
The more we watched Penelope year after year after year, now 10 years, we realized Penelope is a boy. He's not faking it. He's not pretending. He's not playing dress up. He is a boy.
Do you guys have any memories when you were growing up of him doing anything that you felt didn't really seem like a girl would do?
Yes, 100%.
The coach was screaming at me, run after the ball, and I would start skipping, like doing some weird thing that was exactly what they told me not to do, that was girl stereotypical.
And Rhys came up to me and he asked, so how do you be a boy? I started to think about it and then I said, well, no, gotta use power tools and everything.
You gave me some of your clothes.
I let him use my clothes. I don't know if you knew that.
You were imitating your brother from very early on. So if Cassius would stub his toe, you would say, my toe hurt, mama. And if Cassius would get in trouble, you would take a timeout.
First thing we did was get your hair cut. So he got a really short...
I got a boy haircut, and then boy clothes.
Then boy clothes.
He looked like a different person now. And I could tell that he was more happy in that image.
It's the first time I allowed you to wear a dress and
female
shoes.
Clothing in public. I feel like a bird that's been trapped in a cage since the day she was born, and for the first time got to spread her wings and fly.
Well, I definitely liked that I was wearing clothes that helped me to pass, but at the same time, I knew that I wanted to dress like more androgynous, but I wasn't sure if I would get the courage to do that. But I think once I started dressing this way, I realized that this is more me.
How did you feel about my medical transition?
I couldn't understand the whole blocker concept, but as puberty got closer, as theater and singing became so important, The thought of your voice changing, you not being able to be a soprano and perform, became really, really clear to me.
I remember when puberty was coming, I was like, no, we need to get in there like now, get this done because I don't want to go through anything.
A lot of my friends were so excited for all the changes, and I was like, why on earth do you want a womanly body? Like, that makes no sense.
I think your exact words were, I'm going through the wrong puberty.
I've always been the same person. My hair changed, clothing, and that's it.
I think you're the same person. I think what shifted was as I saw you so much more confident and happy, that encouraged me to try to be a better mom for you.
I was so happy to have another brother and everything, and it was a really special day for me to bond with Rhys as a brother and considering him that way.
I feel really safe in our community, but if I think about the news, I think, wow, if we just went to a different neighborhood or a different state or a different country or a different part of the world, maybe we wouldn't be as safe.
With Rhys living his truth helped us to see the truth in everyone else as well, and some people aren't prepared or understand this journey.
Our church didn't support Rhys, so we're trying to search for a new church that includes and loves and cares for everybody.
Do you miss your dad?
Yes, and my half-siblings and my stepmom, like, I miss them, but that love came with conditions.
When you initially came out, I was very afraid of the reaction of friends and family, and now I don't really care about that. What I'm most fearful for now is your ability to see your self-worth and how much you're loved and valued.
When I thought my child is something that no one talks about, that no one knows, that I don't have any example of, I was really scared. But the more scared I felt, the more I put my energy into changing people's minds.
It absolutely fills me to tell our story, meet with legislators, and help other families.
And I think it's our job as a family to come alongside Rhys and be a light for people and to say that this is who God made. God made Rhys, and it's a special gift to us and a special gift to the world.
I like to let people know that we are a family of transgender people and cisgender people. If people don't like who we are, then they can go someplace else.
I want to make a change and make the world a better place for everyone, so people can just be themselves and don't have to worry about the world around them judging them. They can just be.